In 2008, a struggling South Korean writer had an idea, one that would change the world. A brutal game where desperate people risked their lives for a fortune. A twisted mirror of society's worst realities. But when he pitched it to studios, they all rejected him. They laughed at him. They told him it was too grotesque, too unrealistic, too ridiculous. For 10 years, every door slammed shut. He was drowning in debt, unable to pay rent, even forced to sell his laptop just to afford food. Nobody believed in it, not a single person. But then, in 2021, something unimaginable happened. The same story that nobody wanted, it exploded into the biggest show in Netflix history. So how did a rejected idea turn into a $900 million success? And why did everyone get it so wrong? This is the insane, heartbreaking, and unbelievable story of Squid Game. It all started in South Korea, where Hwang Dong-hyuk, a passionate but struggling filmmaker, had a vision, a deadly survival game disguised as childhood fun. A competition so brutal, so desperate, that people would do the unthinkable just for a shot at freedom. It wasn't just a script, it was a reflection of his own pain, inspired by the financial crisis and the harsh reality of South Korea's class divide. But when he pitched it to studios, they shut him down instantly. Too disturbing, they said. No one will watch something this violent, they told him. They called it too unrealistic and questioned who would ever risk their life for money. Every single studio rejected him. Hwang had poured his soul into the script, but in return, he got nothing. No money, no opportunity, no hope. And worst of all, he was running out of time. His financial situation was so bad that he had to pause writing, sell his laptop, and take on massive debt just to survive. At one point, he even considered giving up on filmmaking forever. He was a man with a masterpiece, but the world didn't want it. For over a decade, Squid Game remained buried, nothing more than a failed dream. Then, in 2019, something changed. Netflix was expanding globally. They wanted stories that felt fresh, raw, and different. And suddenly, the idea that was once too brutal was now exactly what they were looking for. For the first time in 10 years, someone believed in Squid Game. Netflix greenlit the show, gave Hwang full creative control and let him bring his vision to life. But even then, nobody had any idea what was coming next. On September 17, 2021, Squid Game hit Netflix. At first, it seemed like just another foreign drama. Then, something insane happened. It became #1 in over 90 countries. People couldn't stop talking about it. It was everywhere. On TikTok, YouTube, Twitter, the world was obsessed. The iconic red jumpsuits, the eerie doll, and of course, the Dalgona candy challenge. The show didn't just capture attention, it dominated the conversation. Then the numbers came in. In just 1 month, over 1.65 billion hours were watched. A show that cost Netflix $21 million ended up making them nearly $900 million. Squid Game wasn't just another show, it was the most watched show in Netflix history. And suddenly the same people who had rejected Hwang for 10 years were now begging to work with him. A script that had once been worthless was now worth hundreds of millions. Now, Squid Game isn't just a show, it's a cultural phenomenon. Netflix has announced Season 3, a real-life Squid Game competition show, and even spin-offs and adaptations. And what about Hwang Dong-hyuk? The man who once sold his laptop to survive is now one of the most successful creators in the world. The lesson? Rejection doesn't mean failure. It just means the world isn't ready yet. So next time someone tells you your idea is too crazy, too weird, or impossible, remember, Squid Game was rejected for 10 years.